Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome back to the Phoenix Airbus A320. Today we are going to fly from Paris Orly to a foggy low visibility Geneva, which is a real world flight operated by Easyjet. Now before we get into this, a quick word from today's sponsor and then we are ready to go. So if you're looking for an ATC add-on that is not just capable of your standard IFR A to B flight but also other things like VFR, cabin crew simulation and data link, then Sane Intentions may just about be for you. Check them out during the course of this video, as we will be using them for any of those functions except maybe for the VFR part, and then have a look through the link in the video description or the pinned comment below. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into this. So we're back in the Airbus A320, haven't flown her in a little while actually. So let's get straight into this. Now, previous crew left the brake fan on here. Let's go ahead and turn that one off. And then we can start with a look into our flight plan. So let's go down on my flight, tap to import, and here we go. Paris Orly to Geneva, scheduled off block in 19 minutes. Now, starting with the weather charts, we've actually got some icing below level 240. We're planned on flight level 270 though, and look at that, quite the opposite jet stream. So be it. Now, the airport weather is going to be more interesting here. Paris Orly is quite okay for the time being, but now let's have a look at Geneva. So in Geneva, we've got light and variable winds, with a visibility of 550 meters, 350 towards the southwest. The RBR on runway 22, which is the currently active runway, is 750 meters. Now, vertical visibility 100 feet, which basically tells us that we have to do a Cat 3 approach in Geneva if the weather does not change. Now, we already know that within the next 2 hours it's becoming 2000 meters visibility, so that's something at least. Typical autumn scenario, to be honest here, where the fog will slowly lift up during the course of the noon. Alright, our alternate in Nice is actually excellent though, and then we also have Paris, Milano and Lyon over here, all of which basically have good weather conditions. Now with that in mind, let's have a look into the flight plan. Departing at 8:30, arriving at 9:35, which is exactly the scheduled arrival time as well. Cost the next 9, so there is some potential for optimization here in case we depart a little bit late. Flight level 270 is planned. Now, looking into the fuel then, we gotta decide on how much we want to carry. And I would say since our alternate is actually pretty good and also quite a lot of fuel, if we just go with a minimum, that's totally fine. Because I'm honestly not expecting many holdings into Geneva. We are not arriving within the peak arrival times, so I do expect to approach straight away. So with that in mind, 5.7 is the minimum plus taxi 5.9, and honestly I'm quite happy with that. So let's go over here and let's go for the mass and balance fuel. So 5,900 kilograms, apply, and use GSX for both boarding and refueling, please. 171 passengers, 565, that way around, kilos of cargo, and then I suppose we get straight into this, starting with a preliminary pre-flight. And that's going to be engine master levers off, mode selector norm, weather radar off, landing gear lever down, the wipers are off, battery voltages more than 25.5, external power is already on. Then we can make sure that our radios are all set up. For that, let's go ahead and start by finding the ground chart. Here it is, AGC. Well, here it is, AGC. And the delivery is going to be on 121-555 ground to 121-705. For now, I'm going to tune the delivery here. And then 121-705 can already go into the standbys. Now we are transmitting on VHF 1. Well, we want to transmit on the interphone for now, but listen to VHF 1 and 2 and also get that speaker up. Now with that done, let's go ahead and turn the ADRs on. 1, 2, and 3. APU fire tests is also looking good. And what's the temperature inside? 17 degrees. Alright, perfect. Then we do not 29 in the cockpit. How? Well, we can do something against that. Alright, and let's also open that one, and it should get nice and comfy in here pretty quickly. Okay, cool. So with that in mind, let's go right down and initialize the ACARs. So ATSU, AOC menu, flight init, and data request. Here we go. And while that's in progress, we can move back into the weather request. We're looking for LFPO. If we do want a META over here, send that. And then down into the received messages. Got a couple load sheets over here. That's number 2. The weights are looking acceptable for our flight. And the expected fuel is correct as well. Accept that. So we don't need load sheet number 1. We do, however, need the weather. And that's currently 18085, 10 kilometers, light rain, 14 degrees, 1009. Which is set. Alright, cold enough in here. Let's close that up. Here we go. Alright, good. Then let's do our preliminary takeoff calculations. And we got Orly, runway 07, wet, synchronize the preliminary load sheet, and the weather. View intersection data. Well, we are gonna calculate whiskey 36, flap 3. No. That ain't happening. Did we get a greater flex temperature? What? That makes no sense. What about config 2? Yeah, let's use config 2. That doesn't really seem to make sense to me, but okay. Alright, then we got this at least. So let's go for our preliminary here. So recall, press and hold for 3 seconds, and that is looking good. Nothing in there, the logbook is fine, the aircraft is an A320 with CFM engines, automatic nav and go around is installed, and that's it. Aircraft is accepted for service, no OEBs. Alright then, so oxygen pressure is good, our hydraulics are good, engine oil is good, flaps up, that agrees, spoilers retracted, then let's test our alternate brakes, and that is also looking good. Brakes set again. Why are they constantly messing with the slides? They shouldn't be doing that. Alright, so that's our preliminary cockpit preparation completed. Then let's start with the setup over here. Aircraft is left in a mess, it seems. Looks like the last crew was quick getting home. The way they left this aircraft, but yeah, sometimes this does happen. Obviously it shouldn't, but come on, start dropping amperage. That's weird. It should be quicker with that. We'll get back to that, otherwise the battery test has failed. Okay, engine 1 fire test is looking good. Engine 2 fire test is also looking good. Cockpit door warning, yep, obviously, because it's open. And the rest is set up here, and the after overhead's looking good as well. So down here we've got the 6th of November. All the rest is looking good up here. Then let's just have another look at that elect page. Yeah, okay. The batteries are broken. They should not show positive amperage right now. They really shouldn't. Okay. No comment. Alright, so weather radar is all set, and down here everything's set, then let's go straight into our FMS. And we need the sim brief dispatch, like that. Alright, so FMGC A320 200 CFM 56, nav database up to date, scratchpad is checked. Then let's do the flight request down here. In the meantime, we can already head down to our flight plan. So, Orly to Geneva, alternate in Marseille, and we are the Echo Zulu Sierra 25 Hotel Foxtrot, cost index 9, flight level 270. Now we are going to depart from Orly's runway 7 and we got the Pilul to Echo. Which is this one, insert. And then for Geneva arrival, ILS runway 22. They've planned the Lusa to Romeo arrival. Which is that one, and insert. Alright, let's find our departure chart here. Pilul to Echo it is. So all departures, and we are looking for Pilul. Is it that one? Yeah, I think it is. Just how to make it as difficult to read a chart as possible, huh? Okay, so runway 07, straight at Papa Oscar 081, overfly point. 082 overfly point, and then 085. So we've got 081, 082, 085, and then we continue towards Obamo Peckham Pilul. So Obamo Peckham Pilul, and down there it says minimum 300 knots. Now that's interesting. Okay, if that's what they want, then that's what they get. Am I gonna pre-select that here? No. I'll do that differently. Oh, that's interesting. Minimum 300. Like, yeah, like we got money to waste. People want to fly cheap. We're Easyjet. So, Orly emergency 2, and that's going to be based on LFP 007. Runway track will be 073, and 25 miles straight ahead, store. Then secondary plan, copy active, Orly X2, insert, and pick up a holding over there, 073 inbound, right turns, 1 minute lag time. That looks good. New destination, back to Orly. With an ILS approach runway 06. Cool, now let's put the same thing on the fixed info page. Here we go. Okay, so we are planned with a zero fuel weight of 58.3. CG is unknown for the time, so let's enter 25. Fuel 5.9. Then let's have a look down here. Alternate 2.2. Final 1.1. And contingency 0.3. Giving us 7 minutes extra. That is all we're going to need. Alright, for the takeoff data then, config 2, 65 degrees. And that's gonna be takeoff speeds 26, 37, 40. Noise abatement procedure should be number 1, so acceleration of 3,300. Engine out is looking good. We don't need to insert a derate climb over here. The managed speed should obviously be a little bit quicker there, so yeah, might as well have to increase the cost index. $300, here we go. Alright, cool. And on the progress, runway 07 goes into here. Alright, and that's our flight plan set up. Then let's move up to the glare shield. Initial climb, let's see if we can find something for that in our SID PT. So that's on off SID, something with Pilum in there. So that one. They probably have a lot of charts over here now, and I am too lazy to go through all of this, but I don't know, they actually have different. Okay. Initial climb, probably flat level 80. Yeah, I'm happy with that. ATC is going to give us something anyway. If they don't, we have to check again. Alright, so refueling is also complete, 5.9, let's put that on. And just another quick check down at the voltage. Now it reads 0 amps. Okay, that's better. Alright, then we're gonna leave it that way. So, setup is done. Are you ready for the briefing? So, up to you then. We're going to depart Paris Orly runway 07 and we are flying the Pendular to Echo departure. Initial climb probably flight level 80 something MSA 4000. Keeps us safe even above the Tour Eiffel. And if we need to make an immediate return, runway 06 is in there. Now extra fuel and time is now 5 minutes 200 kilos. Alright, so with that in mind, hotspots for our taxi out. I think the entire airport is a hotspot really, because it's just so, I don't know. I find it difficult to taxi on here, honestly. Especially with all those taxiway names, then a couple of them don't always seem to make sense, so we'll taxi out very, very carefully. We calculated Whiskey 36, so we're parking up here. No clue how they're gonna send us. We'll do that slowly. Stop margin for rejected takeoff is 467 meters plus the TAS effect, so something about 700 meters for our stop margin. If we need to continue anyway, then the engine out sits straight ahead to 25 miles, which is the Orly X2. Then we can come back to runway 06 if we need to. For our sit, we've got nothing special, nothing non-standard. It's noise abatement procedure number 1 over here, just to keep that in mind. And that's really all I got. Do you have any questions or suggestions? Doesn't seem so. I don't have any threats either. So with that out of the way, let's go straight into the cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers, remove. Fuel quantity, 5,900 kilograms. Balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. NAV and barrel ref QNH 1009R. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. So what's the temperature now? 19 and still much too hot in the cockpit, and I really have no idea why. Okay, anyway, temperatures inside are fine, so what's the status of our boarding here? Tell me something. Talk to me, Umberto. Okay, just 3 passengers to go, then let's already say hello. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, and very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Easyjet, welcome aboard our Airbus A320 on our flight to Geneva. Today's flight time is calculated as 50 minutes, expecting a smooth flight at an altitude of 27,000 feet or about 8,000 meters. We are just finishing up the last paperwork here, and while we're doing that, we are loading the last pieces of luggage. When all of that is completed, we will start our engines and taxi out for a departure on runway 07 towards the east, followed by a turn to the right, and then eventually directly to Geneva. Thank you very much for being on board with us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, and if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, welcome on board. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and request our IFR clearance. Now, why is the Phoenix doing everything different than all the others again? ATC menu, ATC request, here it is, pre-departure clearance. So, our ATIS is Delta, station LFPO, and our gate is 26. We'll say bonjour, and all of that stuff is checked, so send that please. Alright, cool. And let's go ahead and start the APU. Like that. Alright, cool. So clearance should be coming any moment, and the load sheet should as well. I think boarding is completed. Oh yeah, there's a company message already. Let's see, ATSU and several messages. Pre-departure clearances checked, and load sheet, here it is. Okay, so let's see. 58.3, which is checked, and 31.7. Alright, so that's a takeoff weight of 64.0 and a CG of 30.1, and all of that checks. 171 passengers and 6 infants. Oh god, poor cabin crew. Okay, so those figures are checked up here as well. Then the takeoff performance remains valid. Okay, so that stuff is checked. Looking good. Alright then, I think the APU is available. Then let's start the timer for 3 minutes, well 2 minutes, until we can turn on APU bleed. And in the meantime, close up, power can be removed, ground from flight deck. Hi there, please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed, Captain. Okay, thank you very much. Then we are going to call ATC for our clearance. Let's just see real quick. I'm wondering why we're not getting our clearance. But that actually looks okay, so... Nah, I don't care. We'll just call for clearance by voice. Orly delivery, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot information Delta request IFR clearance.
Clearance on request, you're number 1.
Okay, they're working on it. Well then, in the meantime, please prepare for pushback and departure.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, clear to Genève via the P-ILU 2 Echo departure runway 07. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 118.855 squawk 4544.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, cleared to Geneva via P-ILU to Echo departure runway 07, climb 4,000 feet, departure 118.855, squawk 4544. Okay, Orly 07, P-ILU to Echo is confirmed, 4,000 is checked,
Top
and
25 Hotel Foxtrot, read that correct. Ground will be on 121.705.
121.705, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Alright, so everything's checked, then the transponder can go on, 18.855 is checked as well. Yeah, we can pre-select that down here. Orly ground, bonjour, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, request pushback and startup. Okay, down from 0.3, then we also got this completed.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, pushback and startup approved. Face south.
Pushback and startup approved, facing south, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Alright, before start, checklist please. Park and brake. Set, takeoff speeds and thrust. V1 126, VR 137, V2 140, flex 65. Windows
A320.
Closed, and the beacon on, before start checklist complete. So, ground flight deck, pushback approved, facing south, park and brake set.
Welcome everyone on board on behalf of Easyjet Switzerland, the Captain Emmanuel, and the
Roger, so facing south, release brakes. Brakes released, clear to push, and we're standing by for your signal to start
Whiskey
the
44,
engine.
Whiskey 1, Lima Mike, Whiskey 2. Whiskey 44, Whiskey 1, Lima Mike, Whiskey 2, 27634.
Alright, here we go. That T bucked over there? Yeah, it is. Look at that. That T should be a little bit longer. Alright then. So we went off block at 35, that's 5 minutes delay, that's acceptable. Ground flight X, start and engines 1 and 2 in that sequence. Engine 1 starts.
Switching to tower, France Filet 35 Yankee X-ray.
Taxi is going to be so short that single engine taxi is not worth it, so we'll just keep it easy. Okay, so pushback completed, set brakes. Brake sets, and we got a good start on 1, starting 2.
429 contact tower
Engine 2 starts.
on 118.7.
So the Italians hard at work detaching a pushback tuck down there. And doing very strange things. Okay. Background, we got 2 good engine starts. Please prepare the airplane for taxi. I see you on the left hand side. Have a good day. Bye bye. So what's a trim? Down 0.3. Or something like this. Okay. So there is the clear signal, nicely hidden. After start checklist, please. Anti-ice, off, ecom status, checked, pitch trim, 30% set, rudder trim, neutral, after start checklist complete. Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, request taxi.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, runway 7 taxi via Whiskey 3, Lima 4, Whiskey 37.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, runway 07, taxi via Whiskey 3, Lima 4, Whiskey 37. Okay. Whiskey 3, Lima 4, Whiskey 37. Okay, that should be easy. Clear right side, clear left side, brake released. Let's go. Brake check, pressure 0. Okay, so straight ahead to the end, then a right turn, a left turn, and then we are there. Flight control check, please. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. And I've got no changes to the takeoff briefing. Anything from your side? Nope? Okay. So, auto brake, transponder, weather, config. Okay, so Lima 4 is going to be to the right, as we can see on that sign over there. Nothing coming on the left or the right. So right over here and then immediately next left again. Here we go. Lima 4, Whiskey 37 to the right, and that's the full length, and we do not need a takeoff shift either. Okay. So, taxi checklist please. Flight controls, checked. Flap setting, config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear, on and auto. Engine mode selector, norm, ECA memo, takeoff, no blue. Taxi checklist complete. So, to the right, then to the left, and then we are already at the holding point. Really not an airport where I like to taxi. 3 taxiways, but 6 turns. We were recently talking about good French wine on the channel, and yeah, I have a feeling the designers of this taxiways most definitely had some of that as well. Okay, but here we are. Looks like the weather is all green in the departure area. Let's see that on a larger scale.
Hotel, Foxtrot, contact
Yeah, it's
tower
fine.
on 118.7. Have a good morning.
118.7, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Orly Tower, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, ready for departure. And departure frequency is pre-selected. Always remember, you're not supposed to hold short that far.
Runway 07, winds 160 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 07, cleared for takeoff, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Captain crew, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 07 via Whiskey 37, TCAS, TARA, PAX 1 and 2, off, lineup checklist complete. So we do have the intersection figures, then we can just go for a rolling takeoff here if that's fine with you. So, takeoff. Why did this thing go in a thrust climb? Okay. Mantoga, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue. Then we just go for full thrust. 100 knots. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav, checked. Look at that lovely rate of climb here. Just gotta love this. Thrust climb, auto thrust.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, contact departure on 118.
118.855, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Orly departure, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, passing 3000, climbing 4000.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, Orly departure identified, climb 4000.
Climb 4000, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Flaps 1.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, climb altitude 4000 feet.
Yeah, you said that already. Okay, temperatures are fine, no need for anti-ice. Speed out star. Flaps 0. Speed checked. Flaps 0. Yeah, you're gonna get your pack.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, climb flight level 210.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, climbing flight level 210.
Twin Sire 718, contact Orly
First
Tower
climb,
on
alt
118.7.
21,000 blue.
France Soleil, Nino 4, Uniform Golf,
Okay,
contact
outside
Orly
temperature
Tower on 118.7.
18. Wow. I would certainly have expected something where anti-ice could be needed any moment. Okay, set standard.
Air Portugal 429er, contact Paris Control on
Standard, cross check, passing
127.0.
flight level 59 now. Checked. Autopilot 1. Acceleration flow pattern. Flaps up, ball is retracted, landing gear up, and packs on. For a moment, looking up here, I was confused why there are two landing light switches. We've flown so many A330s, A350s, and A340s recently that I was really not used to having two switches anymore. Oh boy. Airbuses are similar, but not perfectly the same. So, looks like a little bit of weather on the left over there. Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Any chance to proceed direct pick him? That would be a nice little shortcut here.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, direct routing not approved. Continue as filed.
Continue as filed, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. So, climb nav, and well, when he said direct, I pulled the heading back already because the plane wanted to start the right-hand turn, but nope.
JetBlue 1907, direct India Golf 27 Romeo. Cleared for the
Okay, lights off.
Descend and maintain altitude 5000 until established.
10 miles. Are we gonna enter this? Not 100% sure. Then we'll just keep him seated. We'll give the cabin a call that they can get up.
JetBlue 1907, contact the Gaulle Tower on 123.605.
Hi, Emmanuel here from the flight deck. We're going to keep the seatbelts on for the time being, but you can already start your service. Might be a little bit bumpy, but I'm not expecting anything significant.
Climb flight level 270.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, climbing flight level 270. Flight level 270 blue. Alright then, clear and copy please. So, cruising 270 optimum should be adjusted for trip length, so that is not reliable there, and then we got Geneva's runway 22 as our destination in 200 miles. Right then, tell you what, I'm going to ask for a left turn to avoid this. Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, request heading 140 to avoid weather. Open climb heading. Even though ATC hasn't answered yet.
Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Heading 140, approved to avoid weather. Maintain flight level 270.
Heading 140 approved, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So that's what I can offer you for the time being. So enjoy the small flight, and then I see you all as we're getting closer to Geneva. Alright my friends, so we are slowly getting into the vicinity of Geneva, and we can start with our approach preparations.
Foxtrot, descend. Flight level 080, turn left. Heading 085. Vectors for the ILS runway. 22 approach.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, descend flight level 80, left heading 085, vectors ILS 22. Thrust idle open descent heading. Okay, so a couple of mountains over here, up to 7,100, so we are better not gonna descend too quickly, but we can already clean up our flight plan, so extend the center line onto Saper, please. And 042 should be correct, let's see, yep, looks good, insert. And heading. Okay, good. How high does that put us? 7,000. Yeah, that's fine. And that's speed brake and also the seatbelts, and off we go. Alright, so we are going to fly the ILS approach into runway 22 in Geneva. The weather is slowly getting better, but we are preparing for the Cap 3 approach anyway, and then we'll really just make it dependent on how things are going to look like at the end. So, for the time being, let's go ahead and start our briefing. So we are arriving into Geneva, radar vectored, ILS approach, runway 22. The MSA 10,500 in the south, 7,000 in the entire approach sector, going down to 8,000 for us for the time being is absolutely fine. Now, the approach itself is an ILS, and I think I entered the wrong minima there. What's the actual one? 0, no decision height, okay.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Contact Geneva final approach on 120.305.
120.305. Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Geneva final, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Geneva final approach identified. Good morning. Expect the ILS runway 22 approach into Geneva.
Expecting ILS 22, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Okay, so no decision height, that's correct now, and no, you're not gonna slow down just yet. 250 please. Select the 250. Alright, so extra fuel on time, 16 minutes, 600 kilos.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, turn right heading 110.
Turn right heading 110, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Okay, so heading 110, and well then let's go for the second part of the briefing. Flight director guided ILS approach for an automatic landing, and we are going to do this with config full, auto brake low, idle reverse, vacate the runway to the left hand side, and we've got over 1,000 meters stop margin, so that's not going to be a problem at all. Apart from that, nothing special. Non-standards, well, the LVO approach isn't really a non-standard, but just to talk about the basics here. In terms of the task sharing callouts, I'm going to be the one looking out, you're going to be the one looking at the instruments. At 350 we expect land to come on, and at 50 feet that's going to transition into flare mode. Once we touch down, we're looking for a rollout mode, you're going to call all of those out, and we've got...
Top Swiss 25 Hotel, Foxtrot, proceed direct beta. Descend altitude 4600 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, direct petal, descend 4000 until established, cleared ILS 22. Okay, here we go, that's easy going. So, set QNH. Now what is the QNH? 1014. So QNH 1014 cross-checked, passing 8,300 now. Okay, so far so good. To finish up that briefing, minimum AVR for the approach 75 meters, so that's not a problem. Vacate to the left, there is nothing special at the airport. And in case we get any failures, we are going to divert to Nice pretty much straight away. Questions? No? Okay, and that's our briefing complete. Now, what do I see down here? Someone's got money, huh? Such a yacht? On the lake? Alright, let's manage that speed, and vertical speed 2000. Okay, we are cleared for the approach. Cap 3 dual, autopilot 1-2, glide slope localizer blue. Approach checklist please. Barrel ref, QNH 1014. Seatbelts on, minimum, no DH, auto brake, low, engine, mode selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Alright. Close enough, speed brakes coming in. Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. So let's turn this into a nice continuous descent approach. Vertical speed minus 300.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, contact Geneva Tower on 118.7 at 5 DME.
118.7 at 5 DME. Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. That's pretty late, but okay. Block star. So 10 miles out, speed is looking good. Flaps 2. 118.7 Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Glide slope star. Go around altitude 7000 set. And now he wants us to call the tower now, which is perfectly fine with me. Geneva Tower, Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, established ILS 22.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, Geneva Tower, roger, continue approach runway 22.
Continue top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, Geneva Tower, winds calm. Runway 22, cleared to land.
Runway 22, cleared to land, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Okay, for now the weather doesn't look too bad. I can't quite make out the airport yet, but something that can easily happen to you when you're flying in conditions like these is that you can perhaps even see the runway early, and then when you're getting closer it gets worse and worse. So let's keep the autopilot on and let's keep everything configured for the automatic. Alright, 6 miles out, gear down. Flaps 3, speed checked, flaps 3. Flaps full, speed checked, flaps full. Landing checklist, ecam memo, landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. So we got to be stabilized in 1000. Let's see, field elevation is 14, so we need to be stabilized in 2400 on the altimeter. I think I can make out the runway over there. Let's see if that gets any worse closer to the ground. For now that seems to be just fine. We are going to do the Autoland nonetheless though. I'm not going to disconnect this now. And the visibility could at any point still drop. So we are stabilized at the landing gate. That's all looking good. Approaching 22, that's checked. Yeah, looks pretty easy going here. Visibility is no problem at all, unfortunately. Looks like we've flown a little bit too late. Land. Continue. That's the alert height. Flare.
30, 20, 10, retard.
Rollout. Spoilers, reverse green, decel. And idle reverse is absolutely fine. Okay. Autopilot off, manual brakes. And then we'll take the next exit. Well, I was hoping for some more, but it was fun nonetheless.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, welcome to Geneva. Contact ground on 121.68.
121.68, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Ground bonjour, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, request taxi to the gate.
Fun fact for you, Geneva is known for its stunning lake and is home to the European headquarters of the United Nations. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Emmanuel.
Top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot, taxi to Terminal 2, gate 86A via Delta. Outer taxiway. Have a good day.
Gate 86 Alpha via Delta and outer, top Swiss 25 Hotel Foxtrot. Okay, 86 Alpha is down here, okay. Alright, after landing checklist, radar and predictive wind shear off, after landing checklist complete. Looks like we got one of those remote parkings, but that's totally fine with me. Alright, so let's see if we can get ourselves some ground services here. Gate. Well, at least not on here. A6 Alpha, here it is. So, gotta be somewhere over there. I suppose with the visibility as good as it is, we can also taxi a little bit faster. Did we do the after landing checklist already? Not sure. After landing checklist, radar predictive wind shear off, after landing checklist complete.
Push and start approved, beeline for Victor Delta.
Okay, so this is Echo over here, then 86 Alpha is at the end of that building. So probably next to that 767 over there.
Beeline for Victor Delta, ready to taxi. Beeline for Victor Delta, runway 22 taxi.
Okay, shutdown engine
link
2.
to outer taxiway Alpha. Runway 22 taxi via link to outer taxiway Alpha, beeline for Victor Delta.
Lights off. We'll keep the APU off intentionally. Alright, 86 Alpha is the dashed line. And that's looking good. So A320 is up there on the guidance system. And stop. So parking brake is set. Then let the ground staff connect the ground power unit, please. GPU, here it is. Come true, all doors in park. Okay. So, engines running down. Waiting for 20%. And here it is. Okay, next up we're waiting for the slides. Here we go, disarming. And parking checklist, please. Park and brake our trucks. Well, trucks should be in position at this point, so park and brake off, engines off, wing light off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. Alright, and look at that, just 1 minute of delay. That is totally acceptable for aviation standards. So thank you very much, everyone. I do hope you found this one interesting, even though the weather was already a little bit better than we had originally anticipated. Nonetheless, thank you very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.